What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are not talking about crypto today. We're looking at a stock called Advanced Drainage Systems. The ticker is WMS. This one comes to us at the request of Mr. Ryan Birchfield Music. That one right there, you requested this, my guy, so we are doing this one for you and for anybody else who wants to watch, and potentially enjoy the content. Maybe, watch some TA. It's a very addicting drug, that TA thing, man. Looking at this thing, on a monthly basis, just looking at the RSI, I kind of like the way this RSI looks. The monthly RSI in the short term, it doesn't respect, I feel like its oversold zone is like it's not even close to where the technical oversold zone is. Some charts it is, but most of the time, you can bounce off of this area and be fine. You don't have to go lower, as you did previously here. So you're bouncing, you went a little bit lower than you normally do, but you still are generally in this area that you've kind of bottomed out before. You were having this lower high structure kind of forming, right? And it looks like, however you want to skin it, cut it, whatever, however you want to form this line, to me it looks like you are breaking out of that structure at the moment. So that's good. On top of bouncing off of an area that you've bottomed before, that is encouraging to see. This thing, let's see here. I'm going to pull it up. Let's see. You've got a $9.6 billion market cap, so it is a pretty good stock. That's not a low cap by any means. Looking at it here, yeah, man. A lot of volume here at the base. You got this tweezer bottom. That's what they call it. They call this a tweezer bottom for you guys that don't know. It's like a double bottom, right? But whenever you're looking at it on a monthly time frame, or really any time frame, you get these two wicks. It's like little chopsticks, right? Little tweezer. They call that a tweezer bottom. Tweezer tops, tweezer bottoms, whatever. And they don't have to be validated, But look here, you got a tweezer top there, like noticeable tweezer top, right? This could be a tweezer top of sorts too, although that's kind of, I feel like you're stretching a little bit, but this does look good, man. I want to get some fibs going on it before we look into it too much more. Let's see here. So low to high here. You went down to around the 382. Like to see it. That's definitely encouraging. Good solid retracement for a stock of this size. Let's see from low to high here. Whatever, you went below the 100. That's okay. That's not really anything to go off of, honestly. Maybe this guy here. I don't know, top or bottom to top. Yeah. I don't know. I think it looks good, though. I definitely do think it looks good. Let's look into the weekly here and just see what's going on. So you're overbought. You've been overbought for quite a while. How long can you be overbought for? You can be overbought for a long time, man. As you were over here. Like, look at this. This was you got overbought in. Ooh, it's really close, but I would say technically in October, first week of October in 2019, you more or less stayed in those areas until February. Like the ass end of February, yeah, the week of February 24th. So October 2019, November, December, January, February. That's like 4 months, man. A little bit over 4 months that you stayed in the overbought zone. You've now been in the overbought zone for, let's see here. This is about June 5th, beginning of June. Yeah, only almost 2 months now. So could you be in this overbought zone for twice as long? Absolutely, you could. And then look at how this works, right? As you're progressing into the overbought zone, as you get to the tail end of it before you have your drop out of it, that's when you got your bigger candles to the upside. So has this thing seen the biggest moves to the upside yet out of this whole move? Probably not. It's probably yet to come. But at the same time, it could turn around from here. Let's kind of look at this. Let's see. Top, nope, that's not the top, but that's okay. Top to bottom. You are in this area where you're, between the 618 and the 0.69. It's not uncommon to kind of ping pong around in this area. You could do this thing for a little bit or whatever. It would be very nice if you were to come down. It would be very nice to find support on the 618 for sure. I would really like to see that, actually, if you want continuation past this high. If you were to go below it, if you went down to the 382, even to the 236, that's totally fine. It's not bad. It's just like if you want immediate continuation, you don't want to see that. You'd want to hold the 618 about $116.7. That's what you'd want to hold. So that's the area. If I had to give an area of that's important to hold, that would definitely be it. You might not even go down there, man. You might break up above, and that kind of idea of holding this line can transfer to the 786, the 886. Whenever you get above these, you don't want to give them back. That's kind of the idea. And again, just because you've gotten above these lines here, you haven't really tested the 236 as support. You found a little bit of resistance and then broke through it. Found a little bit of resistance at the 382. You didn't go to the 236 and then you broke through it. You know what I mean? Could you find a little bit of resistance here, not even go back to the 618 and break through it? I think so. Though I wouldn't mind seeing support. I wouldn't mind seeing a pullback down to there. And again, if you were to go all the way back to the 236, that's not a bad thing. That's okay. It just means in the short term it's a bad thing. You're not going to see. I mean, obviously in the price perspective, like you drop quite a bit, but it's not completely uncommon. But at the same time, I would more expect if you were to pull back past the 618, I would more expect that you find support on the 382, which is at about $98, $98.50. If not the 0.5, which is around $107. I would expect those areas to be areas of support. But again, this thing has kind of found support in the fibs and in like strange areas, right? Like you go up, find resistance, come down, you're bouncing off of this area, not really, you're bouncing off of here, not really a fib. You're just moving straight up through this, so it kind of looks good, man. Looks pretty good. Let's see. From this fib here, from top to bottom, are you seeing any extensions? Yeah. Yeah, man, this looks really good. You're definitely showing respect on these. Showing a little bit of resistance on the 1414, a little bit of resistance on the 1272, and you just keep moving up. It's really nice to see. There's not a whole lot of volume coming in. That's okay though. It's not totally a bad thing in my opinion. You'd probably, as you're breaking out of the current zone, if you're going up higher, you'd probably want to see more volume come in. But whatever. Let's see. Let's go back here. You didn't have a whole lot of volume coming up here, and then your volume came into the downside. You had a very rapid drop, but then you came back up too. So I don't know. If you were to see a rapid drop, that's just an opportunity to buy. I think you probably are in buy the dip territory, honestly. Looking at this thing, yeah, bro. You had nice bullish divergence. You had one low here, a higher low, and even a higher low, and you had low, lower low, lower low, lower. So you had triple bullish divergence in its truest sense of the word. You are respecting this purple line. You're definitely respecting it. You found a little bit of support here, a little bit of resistance before. You definitely rejected it there, and you were above the 50. This whole area, man, was a buying opportunity. That's all this was. I think you are in an overall greater uptrend. I doubt that you come back down to these lows. Maybe you do break below 100 at some point. That is possible. But right now, I think you want to continue to go higher. Maybe right now you want to take a little break, but before you see any kind of sizable pullback, even something that'd be like below like 110, I bet you break 140, maybe 136 before you break 110. But let's just see. Let's keep this thing going. Oh, it pays dividends, huh? Let's see. 14 cents on that. It's not really the best dividends, but it's something, right? It's a little something. For those of you who don't know, when you see this, and sorry. I was going to say I don't even know because I don't really dabble in stocks too much that pay dividends, but I'm fairly positive what this means is that you get paid 14 cents for every one stock that you own whenever the dividends come out. So that's, here you got 12 cents, here you got 12 cents again. They change. They don't have to be the same. Those three are the same, but you go back far enough, I'm sure there's one that's different. Yeah, 11 cents, whatever. But right now, this one was 14 cents. Maybe the next one will be more or the same or less. Who knows? But I'm pretty sure that's how it works. You get 14 cents per stock that you hold. So on a stock that costs $121, that's not really the best dividends. But again, it's something. It's something. If you're holding a lot, it can be more than a little something. Looking at the daily, looking at this RSI, very strong RSI. You are just flirting with this oversold or overbought zone. You're staying up in it, man. You have not been out of the bullish control zone for a while. Anytime you did, you got right back into it. So I really do like this. You did break this kind of structure, right, that you had here. You were kind of like forming this. You broke it to the downside here, and then you just tested it as resistance right there. That's not totally condemning, though, to be fair, you do have bearish divergence, I think. No, you don't. You don't have bearish divergence. I stand corrected on that, actually, which is fine. And this RSI really does look strong. I think right now maybe seeing a pullback to fill this gap here, maybe test these previous areas of resistance as support. Maybe you do go down even to here where this kind of gap formed, something like that. I don't know if you would go back down to this high. Again, I don't really expect you to break 110, but you could, I guess. I would think 110 holds. And you might not even see that. Maybe 115, 116 holds. Fill this gap and then continue to move on higher from there. let's see, is this a diamond? Do you have a diamond? No, it's not a diamond. You do have some kind of like structure here where it's almost like an ascending triangle. You have a flat top and an ascending structure here, but I don't know. The RSI, if we're looking at the shorter term time frame, the RSI does look like it's rolling over a little bit. You do have hidden bullish divergence presenting itself that might have already played out. You do have bearish divergence on this one. I don't know. I stand by it. I think that, you know, in the short term, the very, very, very immediate term, you probably come back and test these highs as a support zone. Let's see. Let's go on the 1 hour. I keep going back and forth here. Let's see if we can make sense out of that. From this low to this high here. Bounce right off the 618. Gotta love it. If you were, you know, the 1618 is right around 115. That would fill the gap there. You could go to the 1272. You might not even have to fill the gap or go that low, but seeing some kind of extension off of this might happen. And if it were to happen, I would expect that the next time you come down to the 618, even though you held it as support this one time, if we come down to it again and we were to see extensions, I would expect that you break it on your next pass. Does that mean that you break it and it's right down from there and then straight up from there? Maybe, but I would more expect that it's going to be a little bit more methodical than that. It won't take like it's not going to take like an hour to do that. You know, it's going to take days, maybe weeks or months even. But so at the current time frame, let's see, how does this thing like to move? How does it like to move? That was back at the beginning of July. Yeah, maybe it spends the first half or a good bit of August coming down to here. And then by the end of August, you start making moves higher. Maybe by the end of August, you're above these highs, but I would think sometime in the next month, you're going to come down here. And then from there, you probably will go higher. And how high can you go, man? You can go higher. Let's see, from top to bottom, you're right there at the 0.69. Right there. And again, the 618 is right around 116. So all those, that's right around that gap too, man. It all just makes sense to me. And it just because it makes sense doesn't mean it has to happen. I could be wrong. This thing could just tear, man. It could go on a straight tear this month. It could have another like it did over here, 33% month, sure. But where are you going to go once you break this high? Ultimately, I would expect that you see prices around $186 to $238, and that will take time. That will take time, right? The stocks don't move like crypto. They don't move super fast, but like this one, let's just see here. I don't know, maybe from like this top to this bottom here. You went all the way up to your 2272. Nice, man. That's encouraging. You kind of found support at the 1414, 1618 area. Yeah. Very encouraging. Might be making strides up to the 2618. But again, from this low all the way up to this high here, and let's just say when you stopped kind of moving in a straight line, you started like tapering off. So like right here, that was 414%, but you saw that take place over how many months? This is really what I wanted to see. Over about a year. You know, took about a year. So right now you're 1, 2, 3, 4 months into this. Could it take 8 more months? Could it be some point in time next year that you see these prices above this high or around the 180 area or higher? Like I was saying, I think so. I don't know if you break this high this year, you might not. If you do, it would probably likely be in the last like couple months of this year. But more likely, what you're going to see whenever you see this kind of continuation form. On this overall move going to the upside, man, what you look. I'm gonna come back to this in a second, but you know, I would say to go to 185 or 200 or 237, that's probably gonna happen sometime next year in 2024. If not, maybe even toward the ass end of 20. I would think in the first half of 2024, but maybe it takes longer than that. Time is not my strong suit in estimations, but what's really nice, what I was looking at, what I want to point out is this. You definitely have some sort of like wedge here. It's like a little pennant almost, but not a pennant. It's technically not a pennant. I'm not drawing it too well. Maybe on the weekly you can draw it better. I don't know. Let's see. Something like this, right? Yeah. Like that. And come on now. Something just like that, I think. Yeah. And you broke out of it. You've clearly broken out of it, you know. And I think that's definitely a good look to have. Maybe I don't have these lines drawn on too well. I don't know. Maybe this line isn't accurate. Maybe it is up a little bit higher like this or something. I don't know. Move it down a little bit, even something like that. It could be like this kind of line. I don't know. But one way or another, you had some kind of falling wedge, and you are breaking out of it. That would generally at least take you back to the top. So if you don't break the top, at least you'll go back around there. But I would ultimately, just the way that this thing looks overall, I would think that you're gonna break this high, and again, probably make strides to go to around 180, 185, or higher into the 200s even. And that again, it'll take time, but I think it's on its way. So I like it. I definitely like it. I think you're done going down too much lower. Maybe in the immediate term, and like over the coming weeks to the coming month, you make moves down toward around like 115, 117, something like that, and then from there you turn up higher. So I would say that dip would probably just be a buy the dip opportunity. And that's all I got to say on this one. So if you like the video, leave a thumbs up. I always appreciate it. Subscribe to see more, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.